out here trying to make a statement, but you're starting to see what he is. A guy who likes to be careful, a guy who likes to be smart and pick spots. And if he doesn't get you early, he kind of settles into that kind of fight. And that could be the best news for Ramos.
Well, Udell Johnson, last 3 fights, he won by way of knockout in the first round. And a very dominating first round here in Miami against Ramos. You look at Udell Johnson's corner, trained by Eric El Tigre Castanos. He has been with Castanos the last 3 fights prior to this one. And this guy, Teddy, you said it, he has special qualities.
He does, and again, the way he administers and administrates those qualities, what I'm taken by, as I said earlier, is how smoothly he does it. Almost without breaking a sweat, without effort. Maybe you saw Johnson come out, and I don't think that's his temperament. I think his temperament, as I said earlier, to take his time, to think, to set things up, to be careful. But he came out very fast, and I think I know why. Besides a lot of other advantages, Johnson is much bigger. Junior middleweight his entire career, 156 pounds in 3 of his 6 fights, while Ramos turned pro at 135 pounds, 21 pounds less. And he has campaigned for the most part between 135 and 147. So Johnson, if he wants to get away from what usually is his style, which is to box, he probably does feel that he can go inside and just be the stronger guy.
Ramos was very honest in terms of the size. He said, I feel better at 147. He said, I'm a small 147, so 154, not my natural weight. And that obviously could be an issue here tonight. It has been all Udell Johnson so far, as Ramos just has not been able to muster any type of attack. Pretty decent right there from Ramos.
And again, you're seeing Ramos being given a chance to get his feet under him now because of the temperament of Johnson. A careful temperament. So far in the career of Ramos, he's only been able to win at a certain level, and quite honestly, he was knocked out when he stepped up to a high level. The question here, John, and we're going to get it answered, is Ramos at a high level tonight? We know that Johnson was a great amateur. Is he and can he be a great pro? If Johnson is a high level, then Ramos probably gets knocked out.
Udell Johnson 6-0, 4 knockouts. We'll talk more about the Cuban amateur program as this fight goes on. But early on, Udell Johnson, the low blow is really the only blemish so far tonight. He is taking it to Juliano Ramos. John Shambi, Teddy Atlas ringside, and Joe Tessitore right now on assignment at the Belmont, but at the Boxers Writers Dinner tonight and receiving an award. We want to wish him congratulations.
Yeah, Joe, congratulations. He received the Sam Taub Award for Broadcast of the Year from, as you said, the Boxing Writers. But Joe wanted me to tell everybody that he is not accepting the award for himself tonight. He wants to accept it and give it to our own Rob Biner, our producer. And he wants to do that because of all that Rob Biner has meant to his career and to all of us. And there's Robbie, deservingly of such applaud, because Rob has done so much for Joe's career, Joe feels, and as I said, so much for all of us, where he's shown great leadership, great knowledge of the sport, and he's been a friend to everybody. And all the crew here, without all of yous, I can tell you for myself, and I think I'm speaking for Joe, we would not have been able to do what we've done for 12 years now. So, Joe, congratulations. You made us proud. You make us proud. And Robbie, you are the best. Joe got it right.
Congratulations to Joe Tess, my classmate at Boston College. And Rob Binder, thank you for leading me, a rookie, here tonight.
And again, I think I said it the way it needed to be said and the way Joe asked it to be said, but the whole crew here, John, is like a family, and without them, I can speak for myself, I would not be able to be on the air anywhere near the time that I have been. So to all of you guys and Robbie, thanks a lot.
Here at Fuchs Pavilion, Miami-Dade Expo, our main event, Friday night fights. A steamy night in Miami, and Udell Johnson applying the heat.
You know, Ramos, a lot of things going against him. I mean, we just talked about it before. You know, he's been knocked out twice, but in reality, he's been knocked out 3 times. One of them was reversed because the fighter who knocked him out had it taken away and made a no contest because he tested 30 in the post-drug test. And another fighter was about to knock him out and he got disqualified. So give Ramos credit. He's coming in here in a really, really tough situation, but he's hanging in.
And he knows it. He knows that this is a tough spot. Took the fight on short notice. He's aware of this situation. So our CompuBox stats, and not even 3 rounds into this one, and Udell Johnson has thrown 100 more punches than Juliano Ramos and landed many more. Ramos just has not been able to muster any type of an attack.
I've said it before, John, and watching this style of fighter is sort of a portal into their temperament. And you can see the temperament of Johnson to think and be careful.
4th round is coming up. Let's send it back to the studio.
All right, guys. Vitaly Klitschko, one of the heavyweight belt holders. Of course, he and his brother rule in the heavyweight division. Defending his belt in Germany this past weekend, facing Poland's Albert Sosnowski. And kind of the same script as we've always seen. A smaller man cannot get inside on the 6'7" Klitschko. And Vitaly hammers his man finally down after long rounds in front of 50,000 in Germany. Think about this, fellas. Vladimir Klitschko hasn't had a close fight since 2005. Vitaly Klitschko hasn't had a close fight since 2003 when he was stopped on cuts by Lennox Lewis. Take a look at Just for Men. Keep your edge. And since coming back from his retirement, Vitaly Klitschko is 5-0 with 4 KOs. All title fights. The brothers reign supreme in the heavyweight division. Boog?
Well, the 2 Klitschkos, they use their physical assets to get to the point. They use their size very well. They keep guys where they can control them, and the guys have to take risks and have to go through a bad neighborhood to get to them. You know, it's kind of like going through a couple blocks where late at night you don't want to go through, and you might not get to that good place. And they do a pretty good job of not letting you get to that good neighborhood.
Udell Johnson's been in Juliano Ramos' neighborhood all night so far.
And I was saying at the end of the last round, John, you watched Joe Frazier fight, and you knew that he was a guy that got to the point. You know, that was his temperament. Not a lot of nonsense. Pretty serious. You looked at Ali, liked to joke around a lot, liked to think a lot, liked to fool around and show off a lot. You look at Johnson, and it is a little bit of a peek into his soul. He's a careful guy. With all that talent, all those amateur accolades, winning the silver medal in 2004, 395 amateur fights, fast hands, very smooth. but his temperament shows.